Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Don't dump it on me, though.
I'm not ready. Challenge.
Why would you get this one, man?
Ain't no jumping out.
When Joe Rogan first caught a glimpse of Gervonta Davis stepping in with a noticeably bulked up frame ahead of the Jake Paul matchup, that familiar Rogan reaction was immediate. Part awe, part analytical curiosity.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy is so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and his like patience.
Yes.
Yeah. He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like, when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level. He probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence.
Speaking on his podcast, Joe didn't soften his take. Watching Tank's recent training footage, he remarked that the fighter looked like he'd been engineered in a powerlifting facility, and the observation wasn't far off. Davis appeared more physically imposing than ever, with broader shoulders, elevated traps, and a thicker overall build compared to his form before facing Ryan Garcia. Rogan broke it down in detail, suggesting that the added mass might actually enhance his explosiveness, potentially increasing both punch speed and rotational power rather than limiting it.
It's interesting, right? Like, you don't know whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of like real boxing purists. It's like, you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's so many good guys.
The discussion reached another level when Joe likened Davis to a compact version of Mike Tyson, upgraded with modern conditioning techniques. He emphasized that Tank isn't just entering to outpoint opponents. He's designed to deliver decisive finishes. Rogan even joked that if Jake Paul expects a tactical, drawn-out fight, he's seriously misreading the situation. It was clear. He admired the transformation, framing it as a fighter redefining himself to make a statement. In his words, this isn't an upgraded version, it's a fully unleashed evolution.
You know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well. You know, product of his own environment.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
After Rogan's deep dive into Tank's physical transformation, attention shifts to Wade Plemons' analysis, which adds another layer of intrigue. This isn't about flashy workouts for the camera. There's a calculated strategy in motion. Trainer Calvin Ford appears methodical, studying every tendency and vulnerability in Jake Paul's style. The sessions go beyond routine sparring. They reflect preparation rooted in precision, focus, and a clear intent to dominate.
The least serious you take Jake, and I've said this about everybody that's fought him, the ones that don't take him serious, the ones that say he's a YouTuber and everything else, they end up losing, or they end up looking like, oh, wait a second, this guy was a little better than I thought. They end up either getting taken by surprise or actually sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprise. So tell me, you know, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years, Tank and Jake. They've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner. You know what I'm saying? But we had hiccups in life.
Davis's approach to body attack stands out as especially deliberate. This isn't just about draining stamina, it's about systematically wearing his opponent down, making each movement more taxing than the last. What becomes evident in the footage is that Tank isn't relying solely on physical advantages. Under Ford's guidance, he's applying a tactical mindset, treating the fight like a strategic battle where every inch of reach and positioning is contested with purpose.
Be a guy that's targeting the body, and it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack.
You can almost visualize the sequence unfolding. Rapid. Combinations targeting the body, forcing Jake's guard to drop, opening opportunities as fatigue sets in during later rounds. If Davis connects cleanly in those moments, it won't just slow the pace. It could completely alter the fight's trajectory. Despite the event being framed by some as entertainment, Tank's preparation suggests he's approaching it with championship-level seriousness. With Ford in his corner, even pressure becomes a tool. This isn't about performance, it's about control and execution.
Ridiculously hard for Tank to actually knock Jake out. That's like 70-pound difference, 60-pound difference. That means something. And Jake's not some guy that's never thrown punches. He's a relative novice when it comes to, skill level that Tank has, but still, he knows how to protect himself. And again, his body structure allows for some mistakes to happen that he wouldn't have to pay for like he would if he was 135 pounds. Point being, I would be impressed, if Tank knocked him out cold or dropped him with some, hurt him.
Then comes a shift in tone as Lamont Roach Sr. weighs in, not with punches, but with sharp criticism of Davis's career decisions. He suggested that Tank bypassed a potential rematch in favor of a high-profile bout with Jake Paul, prioritizing visibility and financial gain over traditional boxing expectations. The situation almost feels surreal when viewed through a classic boxing lens.
It's not good. It's not good for the sport. A lot of people say, oh, money this and money that, but you gotta do business the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on that other side, especially fighters, that take time out of their life, train, get their coaches, their sparring partners, they go different places, travel. They invest a lot of times in their career, and it's a lot. So, when they get back, they get news like that, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man, and we're going to see what's next for us.
Argument centers on accountability in the sport, implying that commitments shouldn't be abandoned for more lucrative opportunities. While that perspective resonates, it also reflects a broader trend across entertainment industries. Still, the comparison is striking. Choosing a spectacle-driven fight over a competitive rematch can raise questions about long-term legacy. While Jake Paul has proven he can compete, Davis operates on a completely different level of destructive capability. This isn't casual competition, it carries real consequences.
Tank is just so much more better than Jake Paul. And some people feel, well, Jake Paul is this big heavyweight that punches hard, and Tank's gonna find out, do you feel like this is going to be an actual real fight just underneath the term exhibition? And do you see the fight playing out when someone gets hurt?
I don't even want to talk on that fight, me honest. I can care less about what it is. It's an exhibition, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. He ducked that work. Yeah. He ducked that work.
Following that, Lamont Roach Jr. added his own perspective, expressing frustration more bluntly. He suggested that Davis sidestepped unfinished business in favor of a spectacle-driven event. For fighters pursuing championship recognition, seeing opportunities redirected toward entertainment-focused matchups can be difficult to accept. His comments reflected that underlying tension.
Get that rematch fight versus Gervonta after this fight?
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe him. I think he's scared. So if he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think he'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because we get scared.
There's no denying the financial appeal surrounding a Jake Paul fight. It draws attention and revenue at a massive scale. However, legacy is built over time through defining matchups, not just high visibility events. The contrast here is stark. Paul brings size and mainstream appeal, while Davis represents refined skill and explosive power. The outcome could either reinforce expectations or challenge perceptions entirely, but it undeniably highlights how the sport is evolving.
The Jake Paul and Gervonta fight, the weight, the ounces on the gloves, 12 ounce, and then, Calvin was asking to get the 10s. What do you think about that? And people who don't understand that.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about their fight per se. I really don't care. I don't care about their fight.
At its core, this matchup feels like more than just a fight. It resembles a clash between two distinct worlds. On one side, Jake Paul embodies the influence of digital culture. On the other, Gervonta Davis represents traditional boxing roots shaped through years of discipline. Both fighters stand to gain something: credibility for Jake, broader recognition for Tank. The result could shift narratives in either direction, depending on how the fight unfolds.
Jake Paul is good enough where people say, oh, he's terrible. Jake Paul is not a world-class fighter. I don't care how a person feel about that. Fighters that started in their formative years, like we did, 8, 9, 10, we got too much time in. Jake will never catch up to that. He'll never catch up to that. We just got too much time in.
Ultimately, both competitors are taking significant risks tied to their identities and careers. When they step into the ring, it won't simply determine a winner. It may reveal whether authenticity still outweighs digital influence in modern boxing. A decisive performance from Davis could reaffirm the sport's fundamentals, while a strong showing from Paul might redefine expectations entirely. Either way, the spotlight is set, and the outcome will spark conversation far beyond the ring.